Hello, welcome to another stats video. Today we're talking about my stats and my revenue and my orders and all of the things from August 2022, if you're watching this in the future. Now, if you're new here, back in May this year, I had a bit of a meltdown. I had made no orders the entire month, which was the first time that's ever happened. And I decided it was time for a reckoning with Etsy. I gave it until the end of the year to sort itself out, or for me to sort myself out and make my shop pay for itself, basically, because at the time I likened it to a business that was making a hobby level income, and I didn't like that. I changed, I pivoted, I did all of the things. This is what these videos are about. This is like taking you on the journey and showing you what's working and what isn't. Someone commented on my last video and asked if I could explain what it is that I sell to make things a little bit more clear for new people. So hello again. I do hand embroidery, so hoops, and have I got any to hand? Like patches with my own designs on them. I will be doing kits, that kind of thing. Hand embroidery is what I do. Now, before I crack on, can any of you remember what I predicted August was going to be like for me? I will remind you. However, we are now in August, and August is my notoriously quietest month of the year next to January. So this is gonna test it out. We shall see next month how that goes. So how did it go? Let me show you. It went like this. To say that I was not expecting this would have been an understatement. Okay, so wrong pad. I have a pad with things on. Oh, to be organised. In July, I got 906 visits, and this month I got over 1,000. I don't hold too much faith that these figures are 100% accurate. It's Etsy. What I do when I look at these is I'm kind of looking for patterns, and I use them as a guide. But if you're doing anything similar to this, my advice would be not to get too stuck on all of the stats. Orders and revenue, those are your most important metrics right there, and you can at least guarantee that those are going to be accurate. So yes, my visits went up. So did my orders. July, I got 9 orders, and in August, what I predicted to be my quietest month of the year, I got 16. In July, I made £82.80, and this month I made over £200. So I thought I was over the excitement. I clearly am not. To say that I am happy would be an understatement, because if you look down here, you can see that I have achieved what I set out to, and that was to bring in some more evergreen style items into my shop that would bring in consistent sales and income in between product launches or drops or collections or whatever it is that you want to call them. So it's really exciting to be finally on the other side of all of that work and seeing the results and having it just completely blow my own expectations out of the water. It's if we look at the stats here, I do just want to say 2 things about this. One, this little peak here, that's not usual for me. Or maybe it is now, I don't know. Basically, when I make these videos, it does seem to create a peak of views in my shop. And as I mentioned, I think a big part of that is because I didn't explain what it was that I sold, so people would go over to my shop to see what I sold. So hence why I mentioned it earlier. And this big to the floor, it's literally just Etsy hasn't caught up yet. It's the 1st of September, it's the morning, I'm in the UK, there's a time difference. If I were to come back and check in tomorrow, I would have my visits for yesterday. The most important metrics are not going to change, and that's them, and I'm happy with that. So now that I've got that bit done, let me show you where my traffic came from. So we will just scroll down. And you can see that Etsy are claiming that they brought more than half of my visits. I think Etsy get a little bit creative with this myself. I don't go into this bit here in these videos, but basically when people put in my shop name into the search bar, Etsy count that as them driving organic traffic to my shop. I can see why. Technically, it is theirs. However, the only reason they know my shop name is because I talk about it off Etsy. So, just saying. All right, so we scroll down and here we go. If I stick it down a little bit, and then at least I can have a space for my head. Hello. YouTube, unsurprisingly, is still my biggest source of traffic now. Etsy said that it brought in 273 visits, obviously not including the mobile ones, and that's gone up to 308. Last month, Linktree is the link that I have on my Instagram profile. So this is Instagram and only Instagram. So that's actually gone up. It's 82 this month and it was 76 last month. So still very low. But, you know, again, it's still got a part to play. So I'm not sacking off Instagram completely, but I'm definitely not playing their game. And then, yes, you got the 6 random YouTube visits. Search Brave, don't know what that is. That's probably search engine of some description. And TikTok with its 1 random little visit. And this is the part of the video where I just quickly run through any challenges and takeaways and stuff. Well, the biggest challenge, it had to be the summer holiday. My daughter was off school, so keeping all of the plates spinning while having her home all the time and needing to keep her entertained and constantly snacked up, because kids just inhale snacks when they're at home, don't they? That was fun. That was fun. But I managed to do so much more than I thought I would be able to. I kind of blew myself away a little bit. But it did mean that I was almost coasting a little bit sometimes from the work that I did the previous month, and I wasn't able to work on new items or new ideas. Okay, so my main takeaways from August. 1, the pivot is working so much better than I even realised it might. So I guess going forward, I'm just going to be leaning more into that. But my other takeaway, again, linked to that pivot, was that I wasn't ready for how it would change the terrain of my sales throughout the year. So what I thought was my quietest periods of the year may not be my quietest periods anymore. So now I'm going right back to the start and learning when my quiet times might be. But yes, August, not so quiet. And going forward, hopefully, unless life decides to jump in and completely jump all over my plans, which, let's be honest, it might do, I'm hoping September is going to be more of a stitchy month. As soon as my daughter goes back to school next week, I intend to crack out the hoops and get stitching. So what do I think September is going to bring? I don't think I should even try to predict it, because clearly I know nothing. I make these videos at the start of every month, so if you enjoyed this video, stick around and you'll see how I get on when I make the next one in October, which sounds like a lifetime away, but it'll be here before we know it. Give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, why have you watched to this point, you weirdo? And if you want to see my previous stats videos, then you can see them here on this little playlist that I've made, and I will see you there. Bye-bye.